were killed. Our sign language interpreter tonight is Njoki Chege. The World Health Organization on Tuesday said it regrets U.S. President Donald Trump's decision to withdraw the country's membership of the organization. The UN agency has urged the U.S., which is its top donor, accounting for 18% of its finances in 2023, to reconsider the decision. Public health experts in Kenya have warned that the looming withdrawal will have far-reaching ramifications to the international fight against global health crises. The Ministry of Health has downplayed those concerns and assured the public that public health will not be compromised in any way. Kicking us off on The Explainer tonight is Mary Mwoki.
First item that President Trump is signing.
The decision by U.S. President Donald Trump to withdraw the United States from the World Health Organization has triggered strong reactions from public health experts who say the decision will not only undermine the nation's standing as a global health leader, but will also have far-reaching consequences on the public health landscape in the country. The announcement to suspend all U.S. foreign assistance programs for 90 days has also put in jeopardy the financing of various health programs in the country.
We should be worried. And the reason we should worry across Africa and in Kenya specifically is that our governments have left the HIV programs to be predominantly externally funded.
Again, they play a very important role in providing guidelines, in providing technical assistance, in coordinating things like research, which is very important in enabling the whole world to now employ an evidence-based approach.
Dr. Gitahi says withdrawal of the United States Global Fund and PEPFAR, which is the U.S. President's emergency plan for AIDS relief, would be catastrophic to the fight against HIV/AIDS in the country and risks clawing back on gains made. The public health expert pointing at Kenya's over-reliance on external funding for a docket as crucial as the health sector and challenging the government to find alternative ways to finance the health sector.
Where is Kenya going to get the leeway to actually bring in $30 billion if they struggle with a gap of $1.5 billion already right now? So I would say that is not possible, which means that it's actually going to have a huge impact on provision of testing, because this money also buys the test kits, provision of ARVs to the people living with HIV, and also to ensuring that they are sustained on treatment.
You cannot delink one healthcare service from the rest of healthcare services. It means organizations that have been providing maternity care, that have been providing other treatments.
Kenya's healthcare sector is heavily reliant on donor funding, with the announcement by the U.S. to suspend all U.S. foreign assistance programs for 90 days, a major concern for health experts in the country. PEPFAR and the Global Fund are major donors in the fight against HIV, and pulling the plug on those two funds would have devastating consequences.
It means that a withdrawal of PEPFAR would withdraw 40 billion shillings a year, which worries me, because now if that ends cold turkey or suddenly, where is Kenya going to get 40 billion Kenya shillings a year to actually address the HIV program? My honest view is that reproductive health is the country's first social investment, and that cannot be left to neighbors or friends. Because when you think about reproductive health, you're talking about the country's socio-economic development.
However, the Ministry of Health has downplayed the implications of the looming withdrawal of the U.S. from the WHO. The Deputy Director in the Ministry of Health, Dr. Sultani Matendechere, has said, although the withdrawal would greatly shock the global health architecture, the world will pull together and find a way to fill the gap left.
One is not safe until all are safe. If WHO is not functional, the U.S. could be exposed in terms of even pandemics, outbreaks, epidemics arriving into the U.S. So there must be something which is most likely now along the bilateral lines, which is now being proposed, that we will wait to see how does it look like.
Global health experts and UN agencies have urged President Donald Trump to reconsider his decision, saying the US leaving WHO would weaken the Global Health Agency. Mary Mwoki, Citizen TV.
Let's now take a look at how the globe reacted. Mary Mwoki referenced the World Health Organization, and this is what they had to say. They say, we look forward to engaging in constructive dialogue for the well-being of the millions of people around the globe. China has also reacted, and this is their response. They say, as an authoritative and professional international organization in the field of global public health, the World Health Organization plays a central and coordinating role in global health governance. Their statement continues to read, the role of the World Health Organization should only be strengthened, not weakened. So they have pledged support for the WHO. Europe, let's see what Germany has had to say on the matter. China will, as always, support, no, I beg your pardon, this is still the Chinese administration, the Foreign Ministry. China will, as always, support the World Health Organization in fulfilling duties, deepening international public health cooperation. Now, for Europe, Germany, and this is, I beg your pardon, it is the next one after this. So essentially, China has said it will support the World Health Organization. Let's take a look at Europe and Germany. All right. Here it is coming up, but essentially here they're saying strengthening global health governance and promoting the building of a human health community is China's response to Trump's pronouncement and executive order on withdrawing the U.S. from the WHO. Their resolutions, as per their law, states that it takes a year for them to withdraw. But Trump did also instruct that no monies be paid out to the World Health Organization. And also we have the WHO stating that they hope that the 18% they get from the U.S. will remain in place. Now, executive orders signed by U.S. President Donald Trump may have significant impact in Kenya and the African continent. Trump has declared an America First approach to foreign policy, suspending all foreign assistance from the U.S. for the next 90 days, pending reviews to determine whether it is aligned to U.S. foreign policy. This is a blow to many African countries that receive significant aid from the U.S. Back home, foreign policy analysts doubt that Trump will claw back on the interests propelled by the Biden regime, insisting that a symbiotic relationship thrives between Kenya and the United States. His previous administration was characterized by significant shifts in U.S. domestic and foreign policy, which included stringent immigration policies and skepticism about, you guessed it, climate change. Melita Oletenges has more.
The office of President of the United States.
President Donald Trump signed several executive orders in the Oval Office hours after his inauguration, including one that suspended new foreign aid from the U.S. in order to assess whether current policies were effective and aligned with his foreign policy agenda. The executive order stated that foreign aid and bureaucracy were not in the best interest of the United States and often went against the nation's values.
During every single day of the Trump administration, I will very simply put America first.
Although the White House did not clarify to what extent this order would affect foreign operations, non-governmental organizations and international organizations could be significantly impacted by this decree.
There's no free gift. So when they calculate what they get from Kenya in return, they will let that one slide and say small price for what they get. So it's nothing to worry about too.
Anything social aid that has no economic returns to the America, he will cut off. That we can bet. But anything that has economic value to America, he will retain.
The Aid Data Network estimates that the U.S. government aid contributes approximately $1.68 billion annually, an equivalent to 252 billion shillings to Kenya's economy. This includes $1 billion in direct aid. The U.S. government has been a leading provider of aid to international organizations such as the United Nations, the World Health Organization, and various donor funds operating in Kenya. This means Kenya could face considerable effects from Trump's order. Trump also signed an executive order to yet again withdraw from the Paris Climate Agreement, dealing a blow to worldwide efforts to combat global warming and again distancing the US from its closest allies and clawing back on climate funding in Africa and Kenya.
We will drill, baby, drill.
The global community is running away from fossil fuel into green transition, renewable energy. But here we have Trump saying we are going to drill. And that already sends a signal to the global community on what America is thinking, on what Trump is thinking, in particular about climate change.
Trump has also said no to illegal immigration to the US, sparking fears among immigrants who may have settled without proper documentation.
The ones that are likely to be in trouble are those who then violated their visas conditions. And there may be some, but it will take time before they are rounded up.
The US president signed an order that the country will no longer recognize birthright citizenship for children of illegal immigrants. This refers to automatic American citizenship granted to anyone born in the US.
And we will begin the process of returning millions and millions of criminal aliens back to the places from which they came.
I think it's just hot air, good politics, because no judge, no officials in their right mind will try to violate the Constitution of mistreating an American citizen who happens to be a baby.
Trump's orders may also impact agreements between President Ruto and former US President Joe Biden, particularly in sectors such as infrastructure development, the Ministry of Investment, Trade and Industry, as well as Kenya's designation as a major non-NATO ally.
So help me God. So help me God.
Melita Oletenges, Citizen TV.
Drill, baby, drill. Before we get reactions on how people have responded or their reactions to Trump declaring that the U.S. will go ahead and withdraw from the 2015 Paris Climate Change Agreement. I did tell you that Germany had responded to the decision on the World Health Organization. It is a serious blow to the international fight against global health crises. Without U.S. contributions, it will be much more difficult to help countries affected by infectious diseases. The argument fronted by Trump is that the U.S. disproportionately carries the burden of funding these organizations. Now, let's take a look. So this is the continued statement of the German health minister. And he says hundreds of thousands of people would be at risk, many children in particular. Now, as for climate change, you will recall that it was in 2020 that Trump first withdrew from the 2015 climate change agreement. And this is a reaction from the UN Climate Change Executive Secretary. He states anyone who steps back from this significant forward momentum creates a vacuum that others will fill and will benefit from. This is Simon Still. And we also have the UN Weather Organization, the weather agency, WMO. And Claire Nulis states the U.S. accounts for the lion's share of global economic losses from weather, climate and water-related hazards. So there we have it. Some reactions to those executive orders signed by Trump. And Claire continues to state the U.S. has sustained more than 400 weather and climate disasters since 1980, where overall damages or costs exceed $1 billion, though the figure is estimated by some to be much higher. Back home, homicide detectives from the Directorate of Criminal Investigation headquarters have landed in Elbagon, Nakuru County, to begin investigations into the death of activist Richard Otieno. The activist, who was a critic of the government and Molo leadership, was killed outside his home on Saturday evening, just 2 days after he complained of being trailed by 3 unknown persons and receiving threats. Gatete Njoroge remains on that story.
2 days after protests erupted in Elbagon following the murder of activist Richard Otieno, homicide detectives from DCI headquarters have taken charge of investigations. Led by Homicide Director Martin Nyuguto, the team first visited the scene of crime, where Otieno was clobbered to death by unknown persons. Otieno met the cruel hand of death just outside his gate. The detectives later held a meeting with the family where they assured them of thorough investigations to bring to book the killers.
The team being led by the director of Homicide Department, Mr. Nyuguto, has assured the public that justice will be done and investigations will go on. So we are urging the public to stay vigilant as we are heading to the right direction in this matter.
Homicide detectives are expected to probe the circumstances under which Otieno was murdered, the threats he received, and also pursue the 3 unknown persons who had allegedly trailed him on Thursday last week before he was killed on Saturday.
Akiwa almost kwa gate, kuna watu wenye aliwaona watatu wakiwa nyuma yake na walikuwa wanakaa very suspicious.
Also key in investigations will be the post-mortem exercise, expected to be conducted in the course of the week.
We are also informed that the government pathologist very soon will be on the way to make sure that post-mortem is conducted. So actually we are happy.
Earlier on Tuesday morning, there was heavy presence of police in the area after word went round that residents were planning another round of protests to demand for justice. Gatete Njoroge, Citizen TV.
9 state corporations, including the Kenya Film Classification Board and the President's Award Kenya, will be scrapped, with 42 others merged into 20 entities. In what is seen as another attempt by government to restructure non-profit-making state corporations, the Cabinet also approved alignment of 16 entities by assigning them additional roles. Cabinet Secretary for Public Service, Performance and Delivery Management of Kenya, Justin Muturi, did not attend the meeting in Kakamega. Emmanuel Tu has the details.
The changes meant to reduce wastage and enhance efficiency in government will see a number of entities dissolved or merged. The first meeting of the cabinet this year, which brought new faces of the recently onboarded CSs, proposing radical changes after the National Treasury assessed 271 state corporations, excluding those earmarked for privatization. The dispatch from cabinet stating that 9 state corporations will be dissolved, with their functions transferred to relevant ministries or other state entities, while 16 corporations with outdated functions will be sold or dissolved. The 9 corporations earmarked for dissolution include the Kenya Film Classification Board, Kenya Sesefly and Trypanosomiasis Eradication Council, Kenya Fish Marketing Authority, Center for Mathematics, Science and Technology Education in Africa, President's Awards Kenya, Nuclear Power and Energy Agency, and the Kenya National Commission for UNESCO. The 16 state corporations with outdated mandates include the Scrap Metal Council, Jomo Kenyatta Foundation, Kenya Yearbook Editorial Board, Kenya National Assurance Company, Coast Development Authority, Kerio Valley Development Authority, Lake Basin Development Authority, Tana and Athi Rivers Development Authority, among others. Similarly, 42 state corporations with duplicating, overlapping or related mandates are proposed for mergers to form 20, and they include the University Fund and the Higher Education Loans Board into one, the Kenya Tourism Board and the Tourism Research Institute, the Anti-Counterfeit Authority, Kenya Industrial Property Institute, and the Kenya Copyrights Board also merged into one. Others are the Kenya Rural Roads Authority and the Kenya Urban Roads Authority, the Kenya National Trading Corporation and the National Cereals and Produce Board, the Wezo Fund, Women Enterprise Fund, and the Youth Enterprise Development Fund will also be merged. 6 state corporations have also been approved for restructuring to align their mandates for better performance, and they are the Kenya Utalii College, Postal Corporation of Kenya, Bomas of Kenya, National Syndemic Diseases Control Council, Kenya Roads Board, and the Housing Corporation. Public Service CS Justin Muturi gave the cabinet meeting a wide berth days after he claimed the government was behind the abductions in the country. This comes as President William Ruto lauded the changes he made that he says included members of the ODM and the Jubilee parties into government.
Siasa ya ukabila na chuki na kugawanana hatutaki katika Kenya yetu. Na ndio sababu hiyo nikatengeneza serikali ya umoja ya Wakenya. Serikali inaitwa broad based ambayo imelete Wakenya wote pamoja.
Lazima tuungane sisi zote kama Wakenya. Kweli si kweli? Mngetaka tuungane? Vile rais amesema aendelee kuunganisha watu wote ya Kenya.
Serikali ni hii na sisi tutakuwa hapa. Na mimi nataka niwaambie tumeshikana kabisa, hii Kenya itakuwa na maendeleo zaidi.
The total investment for last mile in Kakamega County.
Earlier, President Ruto launched the completed 2.9 billion shillings last mile electricity project in Shinyalu, Kakamega County, which is set to benefit about 35,000 households in the county.
Tuendelee.
The president's trip of the Western region enters day 4 on Wednesday. Emmanuel Tor, Citizen TV, Nairobi.
Tension remains high in Malava village in Malava, Kakamega County, after irate residents descended on the homestead of the Malava Township Sublocation Assistant Chief and set his houses ablaze. The residents accused him of colluding with some villagers to kill 2 suspected livestock thieves in the early hours of Tuesday. Reports indicate that the residents retrieved the bodies of the 2 from Malava Hospital before proceeding to the assistant chief's home, where they carried out the destruction. They claim that the 2 victims who were killed were not thieves, but legitimate livestock traders. Citizen TV's Ben Curie with the details.
The aftermath of Tuesday morning attack on the homestead of Malava Township Assistant Chief Samuel Kataka was evident. Thick smoke and embers still rose from the ruins of 2 houses torched by angry residents. The violent incident was reportedly triggered by the killing of 2 suspected livestock thieves. Villagers claim the suspects were confronted by the assistant chief on Monday night, allegedly in collusion with some locals. During the confrontation, the 2 men were said to have been unable to justify why they were moving livestock at night, a practice that had recently been prohibited. What followed were brutal beatings that led to their deaths while undergoing treatment at the Malava Hospital.
Assistant Chief, unajua wakati sasa anapika msako yake, amekutana na watu saa 7 ya usiku na ng'ombe na akawasimamisha. Anataka kujua hizi ng'ombe zinaenda wapi. Na serikali imepika marufuku mambo ya ng'ombe kufanya nini? Kutembea because of that disease.
News of the night's events spread quickly Tuesday morning, igniting fury among villagers. In an act of retaliation, residents stormed Malava Hospital, retrieved the bodies, and marched to the assistant chief's homestead, setting his houses ablaze. The mob, seemingly intent on harming the chief, forced him to flee for his life, narrowly escaping their wrath.
Leo tumefika hapa kwa sababu chifu ameweka hiyo mili hapo imelala, nyumba zimepomolewa, nyumba imechoma.
Wakaanza kusema ati ni wezi. Ati ni wezi, ni sio wezi. Hao ni wachurisi wa kitambo. Police were aware that this thing is going to happen. But they took no action. Wamewacha paka wamekucha wamechoma nyumba. Hii ingekuwa mauaji ingine kubwa sana.
The incident has left this community in utter shock and disbelief. Malava Sub-County Police Commander Paul Mwenda confirmed the attack, issuing a stern warning to residents against taking the law into their own hands and promising further investigations into the matter. Ben Kirui, Citizen TV, Nairobi.
The shortcomings of the overseas treatment package as stipulated in the UHC continue to be felt as yet another family faces heavy bills abroad. The family of an 8-week-old boy, admitted at Mata Hospital says it has been locked out of the benefits package on account of them not being public servants. Brenda Wanga reports on the continuing rollout challenges that the SHA leadership says it is now addressing.
This family of 4 is missing the newest of its members. 2-month-old Callum spent only 1 week at home after his birth before heart complications saw him admitted in the ICU at a city hospital.
Baada ya wiki moja akapatikana, tukapata anashindwa kupumua, ndio tukarudi Kijabe. Kijabe wakatuambia kwamba kuna shida ya moyo.
Walisema mtoto vile aliumbwa, kuna mshipa wa damu mwenye unatoa, the main artery yenye inatoa damu inakuwa konde, alafu inaenda ni kama inashikana. Na sasa ikienda hivyo damu haiendi kwa miguu, haiendi kwa mwili wote, inafika hapo kwenye kumeshikana, inarudi kwa moyo, na ikirudi kwa moyo inarudi tena kwa lungs, which is causing the hypertension, which may kill the baby.
The illness has taken a toll not just on the body of the tiny baby, but on his mother, whose life now revolves around the hospital as she seeks to still perform her motherly duties for her son.
Kila siku mimi naamka mapema, juu lazima nipelekee mtoto maziwa. Naenda natumia matatu, naenda uko hospitalini, nafika mapema, na express maziwa, mtoto anapewa. Alafu sasa juu siwezi rudi na mtoto atahitaji maziwa tena, inabidi nigoje uko hospitalini na lala uko kwa nyasi.
Kylan is expected to undergo corrective surgery in India, and the family, both registered and paid up for the social health insurance, were looking forward to benefiting from the overseas treatment benefits package to help alleviate the cost of overseas treatment that currently stands at 1.8 million shillings. Beneficiaries of the overseas treatment package receive 500,000 shillings from SHA.
Futa usaidizi pia SHA offices pale Upper Hill community, lakini mara mbili tumeenda wakatuambia kwamba saizi SHA ina support public servants peke yao for overseas treatment.
The Social Health Authority says the process of empanelling foreign healthcare providers is still ongoing, but assures that the benefit for registered members remain at 500,000 shillings. The authority also says this is subject to review soon.
The review is going on. A number of meetings have already been held just to look at our journey from 1st October to today. We see where people have complained, where the gaps are, where we could have put too little, where we need to enhance. So I see us relook at what we have even before the end of this.
SHA also acknowledging the challenges in its systems that has led to some patients in facilities being detained over payments.
Our system improves every day. So the patient experience, we also expect it to improve. We are monitoring. We have technical people being positioned in the big facilities, the facilities with the high traffic, just to make sure that any issue that comes up is immediately identified and resolved.
The authority also says it is working towards streamlining the challenges hindering the full and efficient rollout of UHC. Brenda Wanga, Citizen TV.
2 families in Ngong, Kajiado County are calling for justice after 2 girls aged 12 and 13 disappeared with their bodies found later in a quarry. Family members say their children left home Sunday afternoon to play but did not return, only for their bodies to be found. Questions on the circumstances surrounding their deaths and the subsequent discovery of their bodies have emerged. Emily Chebet has more.
Brenda Nanjala, a devastated mother. News of her daughter's death a bad surprise. Nanjala said her 12-year-old daughter left home at around 3 p.m. on Sunday to visit her 13-year-old friend at home in the Lepolos area, never to return.
Sasa kwenda Lepolos naambiwa walienda SGR kupigwa picha wakicheza huko na rafiki yake msichana. So huyo rafiki yake msichana wakacheza, kufikia hapa tu akachukua motorbike. Sasa kuchukua motorbike sijui walienda aje.
The families of the 2 girls are questioning the mystery surrounding their deaths. Preliminary investigations indicating that the bodies of the 2 girls were later discovered at Kianungu Quarry. One had 1 shoe on and the other was naked.
Misha tukamuuliza, kuna watoto umetuonea hapa? Akasema yes, kuna watoto walikuwa hapa. Nikawauliza kama wanaenda, wakasema hawaendi mahali. wakawawacha tena, akaenda kurudi, akapata watoto hapo wamepanda motorbike, wamepanda na hiyo njia huko juu. Hasi juu huko juu walienda na wapi?
Sasa kwa hizi makware zetu tumepata janga lingine la kifo, na tunaomba serikali tuangalie hii wakati.
Residents called for thorough investigations into the deaths of the miners and permanent solution to the problem posed by the quarries.
Tulitolea msichana mwingine juzi, huyu tena ni mtoto mwingine amekaa kwa maji kutoka asubuhi, hatujaona hata change. Tunaomba hizi kware zote zikuje zifunikwe na waangalie mpaka mashimo zenye zote zimekaa kwa mabomba hivyo zote zifunikwe.
Hata tusipofunga hizo kware, sana sana maji tunataka iondolewe hapa. Forest ongereshwe, mtaro ikatwe hapa, hiyo maji ionyeshwe iende itokezee zenetoi. Hiyo kazi yote itakuwa imefaulu.
My appeal is to the people who owns these quarries that with immediate effect fence your quarries, because now this one is becoming too much. And number 2, backfill your quarries. Mzibe quarries zenyu ili wasaidia mkapata mapato yenyu. Now it is time that we protect our community, we protect our kids.
The bodies were taken to Ngong Sub-County Hospital morgue, where a post-mortem exercise will be done to establish the cause of death. Detectives from Ngong Police Station are investigating the deaths. Emily Chebet, Citizen TV, Nairobi.
We've just had a development to one of the stories we brought you this evening, and that particular report was by Brenda Wanga in reference to an 8-week-old boy admitted at the Malava Hospital whose family was unable to access the overseas treatment package stipulated in the Universal Health coverage, and the development is that the child has passed away this evening. That is the news we're just receiving, that the 8-week-old boy who was admitted at Malava Hospital and whose family was unable to access the overseas treatment package stipulated in the Universal Health coverage on account of them not being public servants has passed on. Our condolences. Our condolences to the family. We take a break on The Explainer tonight, but coming up,
ni mpaka tupate pesa ndio atolewe ama mnaweza mregesha tu ndio tuangalie venye itakuwa.
Family raises concern over deteriorating health of their kin serving prison in Kisumu.
Happy New Year to all members of the following esteemed SACCOs: Kona Sacco, Mahasibu Sacco, Kimisito Sacco, United Winners Sacco, and Dimke Sacco. Start the year in style with your dream car. Dial *70*4# and let Mari Daddy Motors help you import top models like Prado TX, Mitsubishi Outlander, Land Cruiser V8, double cabs, and more at unbeatable prices with financing from your trusted SACCO. Enjoy a preloaded fuel card worth 100,000 shillings for SUVs or 50,000 shillings for other cars. Offer valid till 31st of January. Call 0709 888 Mari Daddy Motors, the home of great SUVs.
Oya, ebu cheki Mashakura John. Well, that's what his friends call him. Usually, they will do anything to avoid his cooking, manze. Surprise, surprise! No more Mashakura John, thanks to new Royco herbs and spices. Spicika na Royco.
Craving an unforgettable African adventure? With View Travel, discover the magic of Africa. Explore Cape Town's beaches, trek Uganda's lush rainforests, marvel at Rwanda's beauty, explore Tanzania's wildlife, unwind in Zanzibar's paradise, cruise Egypt's timeless Nile, or dive into Morocco's vibrant culture. Perfect for leisure, business, school trips, or romance. We craft journeys as unique as you. Tembea Africa na View Travel. Visit viewtravel.com or call and WhatsApp 0703 254 254. View Travel. Dream, explore, discover.
Great yummy taste, gotta hack it. I spread bread, pate nguvu, gotta pack it. Napaka nyweki design ya mokoro. Blue Panda, Juni natural cocoa. 5 vitamins, una grow plus ni tam nani. One by one, tuna flow with the energy. Dance to the beat, feel the adrenaline. Vibes ni polite. Step into the motion. Tuna hack snack na ki blue bunch choco for your growth.
Welcome to Sensei Institute of Technology, your gateway to hands-on technical skills, from mechanics and electronics to construction, ICT, and more. Our ever-growing facilities reflect our unwavering commitment to building a better tomorrow for you. With immersive practical training and top-tier equipment, we ensure real-world readiness and a secure future. Sensei, the home of great practical skills. Join us today.
And we need 2 Royco cubes because iron gives you strength to skuma yourself to be the best you can be.
When your kids learn to share, you're giving them a great start. Prestige Margarine. It all starts with a great start. Now comes in the original and vanilla flavor.
I just don't like her. Naomi tends to give that impression at first. Wanawake kama hao are like vampires.
Netrex protects you and your family from disease-causing germs, allowing the freedom to be yourself all day long.
Endorsed by Kenya Progressive Nurse Association. Bidhaa bora kutoka Pwani Oil Limited.
Thank you for staying with us on The Explainer. A family from Kisumu is now accusing prison officers at the Siaya Maximum Prison of negligence after the health of their kin deteriorated while in custody. Caleb Ochola Nyainda was discharged due to lack of funds, with the family required to raise upwards of 400,000 shillings to cater for a spinal surgery. And as Laura Otieno reports, the family claims that Nyainda has been subjected to inhumane conditions in jail, where he often goes without food or medicine.
The family of 57-year-old Caleb Ochola is caving under the pressure of financial burden to seek urgent treatment for their father. They clutch onto these medical records as well as these pictures they took of their father in December when he was admitted at the Jaramogi Oginga Odinga Teaching and Referral Hospital, where he was due for spinal surgery. Nyainda was, however, discharged on January 9, 2025 due to lack of funds to foot the medical bill.
Surgery yake ni serious na inahitaji 400,000 kuendelea. Sasa nikajaribu kumuuliza, sasa ni mpaka tupate pesa ndio atolewe ama mnaweza mregesha tu ndio tuangalie venye itakuwa juu. Sisi tayari kama familia tulishamregister hadi kwa SHA. Akasema mimi hizo mambo za SHA sijui, nyinyi tafuteni pesa na pia tusiseme story mingi.
According to Chapter 4, Section 51 of the Constitution of Kenya, any detained persons retain the rights and fundamental freedoms contained in the Bill of Rights, except the ones incompatible with the detainment. Section 39 of the Prisons Act also prescribed that any prisoner detained in a place with unsuitable accommodation should be moved to a hospital. This family says Caleb, who is paralyzed from the waist down, is languishing at the Siaya GK prison.
Anasema yeye kuanzia usubuhi hakuna kitu amekula, juu kuna tu prisoner mmoja huwa anamshughulikia, lakini huyo prisoner akipelekwa kwa community service nje anangojea mpaka atarudi huko 6 ama wakati atarudi hata huko jioni ndio ataenda hata kumchukulia chakula. Sasa ilikuwa niliona ni hali ngumu, somebody bedridden na umejua mambo ya jela na kila mtu na hali yake, tuliona imekuwa shida yeye kusurvive.
When reached for comment, Nyanza Regional Prisons Commander Patrick Nyachi revealed that they have launched a probe into the allegations of negligence inside the facility and that all those who are culpable will be dealt with according to the law. Laura Otieno, Citizen TV.
The search for 31-year-old Brian Odhiambo, a fisherman from Nakuru, entered its third day on Tuesday, with police recording witness accounts from 7 persons. Brian, a resident of Kivumbini, went missing on Saturday at 10 a.m. after allegedly being arrested by officers from the Kenya Wildlife Service within Flamingo Estate, never to be seen since. His family maintains they want their kin released or charged as they seek to get him back in whatever state. The family of a woman who died after being shot by a man said to be a military officer at Mtongwe Barracks, Likoni, Mombasa, is demanding for justice. Mary Triza Obor passed away while undergoing treatment at Coast General Hospital. The family claims efforts to seek justice are fading by the day. A claim denied by the police, who maintain that investigations into the incident is ongoing. Francis Mtalaki has more from Mombasa.
This was the last conversation between the late Mary Triza Obur and her husband Makomondi Obuya at Coast General Hospital, where she has been receiving treatment for 15 days before succumbing to gunshot injuries.
Kila kitu kitakuwa sawa. Sawa mi? Sawa. Tumeelewana.
30-year-old Mary was shot at her home in Maweche Village, Mombasa County, after a man alleged to be a military officer attached to Mtongwe Barracks opened fire over unpaid fare dispute. The incident left 2 people dead and 1 injured.
Risasi ambayo ilipigwa hapa kwa tumbo na ikatokea nje. Na hiyo ndilisikia, hiyo risasi ndiliharibu tumbo lake mpaka male yote ilikatika kipande.
Zile marisasi yasemekana zilikuwa risasi za KDF za jeshi, ambapo saa yule DCI ambao aliokota zile risasi alisema hii risasi naijua, hii risasi ni ya kwetu. Niliona asubuhi, lakini sasa vumilia tu hata kawa ni wakali.
Speaking outside Coast General Hospital after the post-mortem exercise, the family called on authorities to expedite investigations into the killing. However, police say investigations are ongoing over the January 3rd incident at Maweche Village in Likoni.
Siku ya mwisho yule DCI naye kupigiwa simu akasema yule aliyepigiwa bunduki tayari na ametuacha. Kuanzia hiyo siku hawajai piga simu wala wakipigiwa hawapokei.
Kuna kitu ambayo inaendelea hapo yenye sielewi ni nini. Kwa sababu postmortem ikifanywa inatakana ripoti ipatikane leo ama kesho. Lakini hii imepelekwa mpaka mbali wiki 3. Kwa hivyo wanapiga hesabu hiyo wiki 3 itapata kama mtoto amezikwa, maneno imefinika hapo.
This now will be subjected into inquiry because the person who was actually who is suspected to have shot this lady was also a mob justice and passed away.
Francis Mtalaki, Citizen TV, Mombasa.
And with that report by Francis Mtalaki, we take another break. But here is what you can expect in the world of business.
So the Bureau will now be producing this one to give the CBK room to use the data as it is.
Kenya adopts a new framework to enhance accuracy in tracking inflation.
Utamu wa ugali, chapati, mahamri unapatikana ndani ya Tuten.
When your kids learn to share, you're giving them a great start. Prestige Margarine. It all starts with a great start. Now comes in the original and vanilla flavor.
It takes the best trainers to train you to become the best in your career. At Thika Institute of Business Studies, we offer the best theoretical and practical training in the fields of hospitality and tourism, journalism, engineering courses, business courses, information technology, social work and community health, fashion and interior design, hairdressing and beauty, driving, and many more. January intake is in progress. Tibbs College, a highway to future success.
Royal Credit Limited, the majority shareholder of Direct Line, advises holders and prospective holders of motor vehicle insurance policies that any insurance covers issued by Direct Line Assurance Company are invalid. This is due to the illegal alteration of the company's CR12, imposing on Direct Line illegal shareholders and directors who are now running the company. Royal Credit Limited cannot guarantee payment of any claims by Direct Line, as Sections 23, 71 and 166 of the Insurance Act have been contravened. Under the prevailing circumstances, Royal Credit Limited cautions against any purchase of insurance policy from Direct Line.
Please can I have that and that? Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Ukiwin, beshte yako in your local shop win too. Hii ni the Cadbury Big Win-Win. Nunua any two participating Cadbury products. Scan QR code ama WhatsApp hi kunominate beshte yako in your local shop. Stand a chance ya kushinda share yako in cash prizes plus more. A win for you is a win for all. T's and C's apply.
Welcome to Kids Technical College. Our priority is to prepare you for opportunities in a career of your choice. We train diploma and certificate courses in hospitality, electrical engineering, hair and beauty, sign language, business, social sciences, health sciences, ICT, driving and CASNEB courses. We are a registered NEC examination center and fully accredited by TVETA, CASNEB, NITA and CDACC. Our January 2025 intake is ongoing. Call us on 0725 857 976. Kids Technical College, creating opportunities.
Spending too much time in cleaning with too many products? Presented new ACO All-Purpose Cleaner. Using ACO takes just 3 easy steps. ACO All-Purpose Cleaner is effective around any surface. ACO is a woman's best friend. New ACO All-Purpose Cleaner saves time, saves money. Also available in lavender fragrance.
Ready to kickstart your study or career in Germany? At East African Study in Germany, we offer partially funded nursing and hospitality apprenticeship programs, agriculture internships, and low tuition fee bachelor's and master's programs. With over 20 years of experience bridging East African and German education systems, we ensure 100% guaranteed placements. Thinking Germany, think East Africans study in Germany.
But I know that meat looks tender, but maybe not so much when your chest is burning. Remember what happened the last time? Hey, dude, you don't listen, man. Are you testing yourself? I tried looking out for you, bro. Hey, you see now? How's the heartburn? Look now, it's burning.
Do not hold back in any situation. Eno gets to work on the 6 symptoms of heartburn fast.
You do know you said all of that out loud, right?
If symptoms persist, seek medical advice.
Whenever you fly to space or take your first step as baby, SoftCare always stays with you.
New SoftCare Space Series is rooted from space technology. Keeps you dry and comfortable for 12 hours long. Offers you the most effective protection during your space journey. SoftCare. Protect your leap.
For a better and secure future, education is a necessity. That's why Kiharu MP Didi Nyoro, through Kiharu and GCDF, has launched Kiharu Masomo Bora program to help day school students, where students will pay 1,000 shillings per term. Students will have porridge and lunch served in school. And this program will also help in building school infrastructure and provision of revision materials. Kiharu Masomo Bora with Honorable Didi Nyoro.
I just don't like her. Naomi tends to give that impression at first.
Wanawake kama hao are like vampires.
Netrex protects you and your family from disease-causing germs, allowing the freedom to be yourself all day long.
Endorsed by Kenya Progressive Nurse Association. Bidhaa bora kutoka Pwani Oil Limited.
This is me at Stanbic Private Banking. What does it feel like? It's investing skillfully. It's planning wisely. It's living joyfully. It's banking easily. Visit www.stanbic.co.ke. Stanbic Bank is regulated by the Central Bank of Kenya.
The Kenya National Bureau of Statistics, in collaboration with the Central Bank of Kenya, has launched a new framework to track the country's inflation. The framework incorporates core and non-core inflation metrics, marking a significant milestone in aligning with global best practice and the East African Community guidelines.
The recalibration of inflation calculation will see a reclassification of items within the Consumer Price Index (CPI), which includes 330 items. To compute core inflation, highly volatile items such as food and energy products will be excluded, leaving 275 items. KNBS Director General MacDonald Obutho emphasized that the exclusion makes core inflation a more stable and reliable indicator for long-term planning in both fiscal and monetary policy.
What it has done is that, normally when the CBK gets the data, they would now sit down to calculate the non-food and non-fuel by themselves, which takes a bit of time. So the Bureau will now be producing this one to give the CBK room to use the data as it is.
Central Bank Governor Kamau Thuge praised the initiative as critical for aligning Kenya with global trends in inflation measurement. He noted that the framework accounts for both global and domestic developments, enabling a forward-looking monetary strategy.
And so for purposes of, just having a more effective monetary policy, it's important then to have distinguish between those two measurements of inflation, because with the core inflation, the core inflation basically responds to excess demand or excess supply.
Principal Secretary for National Planning James Muhati underscored the importance of the move, highlighting that unbounding the CPI into core and non-core categories fosters greater transparency and efficiency in Kenya's economic environment. KNBS is also considering the integration of tradable items into the CPI, with a focus on core inflation expected to provide stakeholders with greater clarity.
With the release of this report, we reinforce our commitment to proactive, data-driven approach to economic stability. Our strategy is not merely reactive. It aligns with our broader vision for a robust economy where price stability supports sustainable growth.
The inclusion of core inflation and non-core inflation in the total calculation of inflation rate in the country is not only an effort by the National Treasury to align with global trends, but also to empower households and businesses to better prepare. Jimmy Mbogo, Citizen TV, Nairobi.
Listed local financial solutions provider HF Group PLC has marked the successful conclusion of its rights issue with a bell-ringing ceremony held at the Nairobi Securities Exchange. The rights issue, which was a success, achieved an oversubscription rate of 38.32%. The group had aimed to raise 4.6 billion shillings, but received applications totaling 6.38 billion shillings, underscoring a strong investor confidence. Robert Kibara, HF Group CEO, said the milestone is a pivotal step in the company's 5-year strategic plan.
Funds that we have received will be used to power the businesses that we have created. We are going to power propositions for individual customers, what we call personal banking and ultimate banking. We are going to power growth of SMEs in Kenya. We are going to power the growth of institutions such as SACCOs, chamas, churches, and all the religious institutions. We are going to power the growth of financial institutions that bank with us.
I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate HF Group, and in particular the board and management teams, for the trust and confidence in capital markets. As has been said, we have seen HF Group tap the market repeatedly, and that's a very big vote of confidence for the capital markets in Kenya.
Your vision, strategic approach, and unwavering commitment have not only strengthened the company's position, but have also reinforced investor confidence in our market's ability to support large transactions, even in a challenging operating environment.
Century PLC has posted a net profit of 375 million shillings for the 6-month period ending June the 30th, 2024. The results were underpinned by good performance across key business segments, as well as execution of strategic initiatives. The group achieved a 12% increase in revenue to hit 3 billion shillings. Other income saw a substantial boost, primarily driven by gains from the disposal of non-core assets. Additionally, the appreciation of the Kenya shilling against the US dollar contributed to reversing foreign exchange losses incurred in previous years. Despite the positive financial results, the board has opted not to recommend an interim dividend for payout for the period. Smallholder farmers are poised to benefit from the establishment of a state-of-the-art research facility designed to address key agricultural challenges. This milestone marks the inauguration of a crops research facility at the Kiboko Research Station in Makueni County. The station, a long-standing hub for maize breeding in East Africa, has played a pivotal role in developing drought-tolerant and pest-resistant maize varieties. The new facility, constructed at a cost of $2.1 million US dollars, with funding support, from the Crops to End Hunger initiative, is set to significantly enhance research efficiency. It also aims to provide improved working conditions for researchers and staff, fostering inclusivity and ensuring operational excellence. Kenya Power awarded 4.15 billion shillings in tenders to youth, women and persons with disabilities under the Access to Government Procurement Opportunities AGPO program in the last financial year. This is more than triple the company's 1.2 billion shillings target for that period, and a sharp rise from 472 million shillings in 2022-23. Youth-owned businesses took the largest share at 3.8 billion shillings, followed by women-owned enterprises with 324 million, while PWD-owned businesses stood at 1.3 million shillings worth of tenders. This financial year, Kenya Power is looking to award AGPO tenders worth 11.6 billion to these special groups.
This is me at Stanbic Private Banking. What does it feel like? It's investing skillfully. It's planning wisely. It's living joyfully. It's banking easily. Visit www.stanbic.co.ke. Stanbic Bank is regulated by the Central Bank of Kenya.
On the other side of this break, the sports news. Coming up. National Under-17 coach Mildred Cheche urges FKF to convene the Under-17 women team camp for adequate preparations for the World Cup qualifiers.
Whenever you fly to space or take your first step as baby, Soft Care always stays with you.
New Soft Care Space Series is rooted from space technology. Keeps you dry and comfortable for 12 hours long. Offers you the most effective protection during your space journey.
Soft Care. Protect your leap.
Please can I have that and that? Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Ukiwin, beshte yako in your local shop win too. Hii ni the Cadbury Big Win-Win. Nunua any two participating Cadbury products. Scan QR code ama WhatsApp hi kunominate beshte yako in your local shop. Stand a chance ya kushinda share yako in cash prizes plus more. A win for you is a win for all. T's and C's apply.
People come to me and they say they get discomfort when they have ice cream. Can you imagine that? Avoiding having cold ice cream. Sensodyne gives you long-lasting protections against sensitivity. And people come in and they're like, oh, it works. I can have ice cream and I'm not in any discomfort. I recommend Sensodyne because it works. It's brilliant.
African Institute of Research and Development Studies IRADS College, the best TVET college in Kenya, invites you for January-February 2025 intake in the following courses: Medical Health and Social Sciences, Hairdressing and Beauty Therapy, Fashion Design and Garment Making, Hospitality and Tourism, Engineering courses and Business courses, Certified Nurse Assistant and Caregivers, Journalism and ICT, among others. Call us or SMS on 0723 555 999. IRADS College is a center of excellence where quality is nurtured.
When your kids learn to share, you're giving them a great start. Prestige Margarine. It all starts with a great start. Now comes in the original and vanilla flavor.
Looking to graduate in record time? Kabrak University is your ultimate destination for academic excellence. With very affordable quality education, we are rolling out new programs to equip you with cutting-edge 21st century skills such as AI and data science. We run 7 schools: business and economics, education, medicine, pharmacy, music and media, science, engineering and technology, and law, offering industry-relevant, problem-solving courses from certificate to postgraduate levels, attracting students from around the globe. Kabrak University. Education in biblical perspective.
Explore the nature and create from it. The spirit of inventors leads to the inspiration for new technology. By drawing nature's energy, we create the extraction tech. Small in size, huge in power. Millions of microcapsules condense the essence of nature. Join us, Clesoft Invent for Life.
Hii ni ya kupunguza maumivu. Itapunguza pain yako chap chap.
Kaluma. Hata shosha yangu alikuwa anatumia Kaluma.
Unaweza aminia Kaluma kila saa. Kaluma ni timeless.
UniServe brings you another epic study abroad fair with 100+ delegates attending. Here's your chance to explore all study abroad options available to you. Attend the fair at Eldoret Rupas Mall on the 22nd of January, Mombasa at City Blue Creekside Hotel on 23rd, and Nairobi on the 25th of January from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. at Sarat Expo Center. Entry and tickets are free. Get them at uniserveeducation.com. So save the dates and see you there.
Wadau, tumesikiza wasee kwa ground na sasa streets zimetii kutii. Tumeanguka na bei, mali bado ni safi. Watu wa Chrome, Triple S na Ken Extra, budget sasa imeshuka kuruka na sherehe sasa itabamba mbaya. Au sio?
Introducing the Pasapata Referral Bonanza. Here's the deal. Share your unique referral link, get mbogi yako ku sign up na wa bless bets. Alafu, earn huge bonuses na cash prizes just like that. Yes! The more you refer, the more you earn. Now sisahau, we have exciting games that will win you millions in seconds. Unangoja? Win na mbogi na patapata.com. Refer, earn, repeat. Not for persons under the age of 18. Authorized and regulated by BCLP license number 447.
I just don't like her. Naomi tends to give that impression at first. Wanawake kama hao are like vampires.
Netrix protects you and your family from disease-causing germs, allowing the freedom to be yourself all day long.
Endorsed by Kenya Progressive Mass Association. Bidhaa bora kutoka Pwani Oil Limited.
National Under-17 women coach Mildred Cheche is worried by the delay in preparations for the Under-17 World Cup qualifiers. Cheche says they were to start camp on Monday, the 20th, but the girls have not yet been given the green light to go to camp to prepare for a tough encounter against Uganda. Despite the delay, the girls had an opportunity to impress the coaches in the CAF Girls International Football Tournament in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, where Kenya had two teams after Ethiopia pulled out of the tournament. Coach Cheche has confirmed that the national Under-17 team will be made of the girls who were in Tanzania with very few additions. The tournament in Tanzania was an opportunity to assess the players, though a few missed out due to lack of passports. Morocco was granted the opportunity to host the event for the next 5 years, beginning with the 2025 edition. The Under-17 Women World Cup is held every year.
It's a big challenge for African countries because I think the reason why they were given 5 years to host the World Cup is because they have quality facilities and they are more organized. So also other African countries should aim to have quality infrastructure and be able to host the World Cup.
3 matches are lined up for Wednesday afternoon in the FKF Premier League in Machakos and Nairobi. Kenya Police will have the chance to go top of the league for the first time when they take on Bandari FC. Police have won 7 of their last 8 matches. KCB, who have won only 2 of their last 9 matches, will be hoping for better tidings when they take on troubled AFC Leopards. Of the last 9 matches, the Bankers have drawn 5 to drop from the top of the table to 3rd. KCB have suffered from a porous defence and hope to plug the holes against an AFC Leopards side smarting from an embarrassing 4-2 loss to Talanta over the weekend. The third match of the midweek will see under pressure Gor Mahia take on